Chair. Thank you everyone for staying after lunch. I hope I won't put you to sleep. So what I'm going to be talking about is more of our experience at the University of Mauritius. We have 10 years experience. I mean, we started 10 years back by putting courses online and preparing teachers for integrating technology in their practice. So basically, we're going to be talking about the changing dynamics in education, how globalization affects it, what are the ICT impacts on higher education, the need for paradigm shifts. This has been on and on been one of the main subjects during this summit. I'm going to be talking about my center and pedagogical engineering through open educational resources and a bit on research-based teaching. So, sorry. So it has globalization and ICT have both led to an explosion in the volume of knowledge. We all know it's information overload throughout. There's massive movement of people across borders. We see brain drain. There's an increase in cross-border trade and trade concepts. Day before, the minister from Bhutan was talking about graduates being marketable, employable, saleable, so commoditization of education. And what it has developed into is a changing in the way knowledge is being produced, applied, and disseminated. So in 1999, Mr. Prahlad suggested that strategic changes must change under globalization, and the features he proposed, there's a changes in strategic space, globalization impacts, the enhanced importance of timely responses, and the enhanced importance of innovation. So, to these particular features, we're going to map onto new learning because we have to go for new learning. So we're going from didactic to holistic learning, multidisciplinary and collaborative. The globalization impacts are enhancing collaborative and constructivist and socio-constructivist approaches. We're encouraging reflective and engaged learning through formative feedback, and we're promoting lifelong learning and research-based teaching more and more. Now I'm going to skip the video. If we have time, we're going to come back to it. So what's the paradigm shift? Education is part of the educator, the content arrangement, the learning activities, institutional arrangements, technology, and student behavior. So that's all part of education. The educator in Education 1.0 right now, or some time back, was a primary source of knowledge. The institutional arrangements were that the campus was based within institutions, so teaching accreditation provided by one institution. The learning activities were through traditional essays, assignments, tests, traditional copyright material. We heard about persons just before. E-learning, the technologies now, 1.0 is e-learning, enabled through LMS and limited to participation within one institution. And the students are largely passive and absorptive. When we go to Education 2.0, the teacher is no more the sage on the stage. He is more the guide on the side. He provides support to the student, but he does not dictate the student to what he has to say. So he is a guide and also a source of knowledge because he knows. Sorry. We have free open educational resources as content arrangement. The traditional assignments are more collaboration, learning activity, so it's not assignments, not content, it's activity-based. And we're also increasing collaboration between universities, one affiliation, so MOUs and all that. E-learning collaborations largely within the confines of LMS, but integrating other applications. And the student is moving to more active and having a sense of ownership for the education process. So we want to foster, we want to foster inquiry, invite dialogue, and build a body of knowledge on the nature and future of learning. So, for example, the need for new design approaches would be more student-centered, more activity-based, for example, going for courses like amateur photography, where it's informal, there's web-based learning, so anybody could go for learning about a particular topic that he wants to learn or apply. At the student-centered content base, it's mostly professional skills development. And so you can see, so there's problem-based learning. What are the impacts on ICT on higher education? You see, for traditional, it was face-to-face, moved to distance learning, moved to tele-learning, moved to e-learning. Now we have mobile learning. We have tele-learning, which is IP-based, that means on demand. And we have also U-learning, which is what a lot of developed countries are moving into right now. So what is U-learning? It's e-learning plus M-learning. So this is a learning environment at Monash University, and it's been formatted for a mobile learning environment. So you can see that if you open the browser on your laptop or on your computer, you will see that the format of the page is limited to one particular section, which would apply to a particular mobile phone. So you have all the types of information that you would need for going to a particular activity or learning topic. The sizes have been resized, the images have been resized to be able to fit onto a mobile phone. You have audio lectures, there's structured sections, so lots of instructional design going into creating these learning environments. The editor notes, so the student can actually interact with the content and add his own notes. So we need a paradigm shift, and Bob Moon from the Open University said that there's no way the bricks and mortar institutions of teacher training created in the last century will be adequate for now. And the training needs of new and existing teachers far outstrip the capacity we've seen that of existing institutions. So what 6 strategies that he proposed were to fully integrate school-based distance approaches, not bolt-on projects. That means not, just patching up where places where you feel that technology is going to help. You just add technology there. We are establishing a new practical classroom-focused curriculum. We're adapting more formative portfolio assessments. You need to model costs in programs design, plan for progressive adaptation of ICT, and use media, especially radio, in developing countries to make training more interesting and stimulating. So at the University of Mauritius, what we have done is model costs for sustainability. There's the Commonwealth of Learning 3-year plan, where all the ministries of education have met to prepare a plan for the next 3 years for all the developing countries. The results-based, performance-based ODL systems. Technology trends at the National Productivity Council. What they have done is that they have created SMSs that they send to all these working women and women who are lay people, and they're sending them about their rights. They're sending them information about their rights through SMSs. And there's the Sankore project where they're integrating whiteboards into 300 schools in Mauritius. And there's the Knowledge Channel, which is on television. And Open University, which is going to open soon, is going to be under the Mauritius College of the Year, which is a broadcasting institution. So this is one of the types of content that we had created back in 2002, which was sort of a bolt-on project. And when the minister had come to, have a big session and gave all these teachers these CDs, the teachers were very happy and took the CDs back home. And what happened is that when the minister had gone, they come to us and say, "What are we going to do with these CDs? We don't have computers." So these are types of projects where you have to integrate the whole process into your system. So there was a bolt-on project that did work, which was the Educators License Program, which was to increase the number of educators in Mauritius by giving school leavers just a small sort of a workshop crash course for initiating secondary school in service to the basic concepts of pedagogy. Because when teachers leave, sorry, okay, I'm just going to rush through. Okay, this is a sample of learning activity. On Wednesday, Professor Cannon had shown us some types of learning environments that they want to create. No, sorry, it was on Igyankosh. And these are the types of things that we're already doing at the university. So these are free learning environments that you just download and just plug in your content, add the images, so make it more pedagogically enriching for the student. This is an example of my students, what they did. We were talking about situated learning. I told them to go to toondoo.com and create a scenario where they would teach about situated learning. And this teacher is a physical education teacher, and she created this cartoon about situated learning, how students are actually learning by doing in their particular context. Okay, this is another free website where you can emulate classroom practice. Okay, anyway, the presentation is going to be online, so I'm just going to stop here. And I'm just going to conclude. So these are all theoretical. This is our e-learning platform. And we have mixed open learn content from the Open University of London to our own content. These are some types of the websites that we created. It's very simple to create. You just need to have your content on an electronic format and just plug it in with the necessary activities, etc. So, research-based learning. Can I take 2 more minutes just to tell you about this? Because this is something that was very nice for our students. It happened that another partner institution, the Mauritius Institute of Education, was having a conference. And I told my students, and why don't you participate in this conference? These are master's level students. So it was given an assignment in class, so it's part of the learning activity, and they had to create a learning environment, prototype it, and deliver it to their students, and then report it, and they had to choose whatever learning environment they wanted. They chose Facebook, which was very innovative, and the students liked it a lot. So this is them as a team approach going to pedagogical teaching, so through research. These are the students. You see the format of the classroom is no longer guide on the side, the students all around the thing. So there. The types of questions, the fashion, films, music, but they were taught to write in English.
So Sandhya, do you think this will be available for all to see on the site?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So it's on the website.
Right.
So those are the conclusions.
Thank you so much. Thank you.